as we're set to go for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Miami Heat have been just terrific on their home floor all season long, and especially in the playoffs. They are 10-1, the only home loss, Game 1 against New Jersey in the second round. Wade. Antoine Walker knocked away. Nice play defensively, knocked out of bounds. And they'll go to get away.
And that is Dirk Nowitzki as well as Josh Howard. Josh Howard, struggling in the series, has only had one big game, and he's shooting in the mid-30s. So they need to get him off early.
So much made of Nowitzki's struggles, but Howard was just 1 of 8 in Game 4. They're the best 2 players for the Mavericks, as Howard gets his first shot to go, and always a good sign for a struggling player.
Well, I would think so, mainly also because we have 3 excellent referees on this game. We know that they're not going to be allowed to use their hands or their forearm on a dribbler.
Wade gets inside, misses the banker, Howard the rebound. This is the same officiating crew that had Game 1 in Dallas. As Howard pulls up shooting early, and he got hit by Antoine Walker.
The Dallas game is a transition game first, and they've got to get up there between 27 and 30 foul shot attempts.
Avery Johnson, Riley, after games 1 and 2, it's amazing from one game to the next. The momentum can completely switch, Avery.
Well, the big thing right now is that Miami has completely dominated the Dallas defense. They're shooting over 50% in the 2 games here, and naturally Dwyane Wade is a major part of that.
Good ball denial from Harris. Wade couldn't get it. Walker given an open 3, hesitates and knocks it down.
Now that can't be. He's the first pass out. The first pass out, the Dallas defense must get there.
And Jason Terry with a palming violation. And got under the ball on the dribble for the first turnover.
Now, Antoine Walker has been a major producer in this series. He's the 2nd leading scorer at 16 points a game. He's doing an adequate job defensively, so you know that he's going to get up at least 6 or 7 threes.
Wade a little shaken up as Harris again, the ball denial. Walker left wide open again. It can't hit. And Walker's put up some decent numbers, still too reliant at times on the 3-pointer.
Now, as the game moves on, what you're hoping for when they hit out to Walker, if you're not ready, allow Shaq to repost in the lane.
And the first foul called on the defender of Dirk Nowitzki. Avery Johnson has said they're playing very physical, perhaps too physical. Nowitzki, to his credit, has been whacked and banged around and has not complained, just keeps fighting on. He has shown his toughness in the postseason and knocks down his first shot of the night.
Well, in talking to him yesterday, Mike, he owned up. Look, I had at least 5 shots that I normally shoot a high percentage for. They went in the basket, rimmed and out. Tonight, I just have to make them.
O'Neal, offensive foul. Devin Harris, good help defense. And O'Neal plowing into him.
Meaning any one of the guards, he can pass out of it with ease. If he's going to try to split it, it's got to be earlier.
The little guy gets his head in there and tries to hand it to him. Nowitzki. Terry with the rebound. Jason Terry, in his 2 years in Dallas, has come up very big in some crucial playoff games. That's a 3. And Terry with the outside shot early, and just like that, it's 9-3.
Well, look, Jason Terry has been very solid. He's shooting over 52% in this series, and he has been their only guy who has been consistent in the point production.
They repost O'Neal inside, and Jock grabs him. Those were the shots that were not falling for Dallas in Game 4. Their shot just 32%. Wade with 2 on the shot clock has to fire away. He banks it in. That has become his pet shot. He loves to use the glass.
Well, we say that game and game.
Oh, Harris, nice quick move, but can't finish.
You got to finish those. That was just a beautiful burst of speed.
Walker with a burst of speed. And an offensive foul. Antoine Walker, after the pass, goes charging into Josh Howard. And that's 2 fouls on Walker. I'm sure talked about this. After you have a foul like Stackhouse and O'Neal in the previous game, you know it's going to be tight early on. And Walker quickly sits. Posey played superbly in Game 4 at both ends of the floor. Shot clock winding down. Posey is on Howard. Josh Howard, very aggressive, looking for a shot early. Here the rebound.
Now you notice with the guard coming, Shaq decided to go early and split the trap.
Harris, quick shot won't go. Ahead of the pack is Wade.
He does this a lot. If you're guarding Dwyane Wade, now I know it was Harris. Harris went to the basket and missed the layup. Dwyane Wade just took off. You cannot sulk. You cannot put your head down. Already, Dallas has missed 3 potential layups in this quarter.
And what a progression and evolution his game has been in the NBA. You're now one of the premier players in the world.
Well, when he was a teenager, he made a big splash when he came over and played against the United States High School All-Stars. Scored 30-plus and lit everyone up.
Posey lighting it up there. Posey coming off a 15-point, 10-rebound game, as the Heat have now scored 7 in a row to take their first lead. Terry is short. O'Neal strong on the boards early. Jason Williams. Sometimes he just has the feel.
Well, especially early in the game. He'll test his game, and if he makes a few, he'll continue. He's a very big street shooter. Now you can see already with Posey and Williams knocking in those perimeter shots, Dallas must get out and get on these people.
The Heat have hit 3 of 4 from downtown to start. That three-point line, 23 feet 9 inches, except in the corners where it's 22 feet. Nowitzki, single coverage by Posey. Nice move from Nowitzki.
Pretty. See, that's how that was done beautifully by the numbers. Spin baseline, even if the man is on your back, take him up and under the opposite side of the rim.
You see O'Neal being the distributor early, as Anderson gets it to fall.
Now that was a difficult pass by Jason Williams and a great catch by Shandon Anderson and finish.
Just his second basket of the series. Howard, wide open shot. The Mavericks, according to Avery Johnson, took too many threes. Ball broken up nicely by Griffin. And with Adrian Griffin getting his first minutes. Posey trying to poke it away. Nowitzki with his 3rd field goal already. Griffin now on Wade. He sees several defenders every game, sometimes as many as 4 different defenders. O'Neal dumps it in for his first bucket.
If they're going to play him man-to-man with Dampier in there, he'll take that jump hook every time, or then he'll get into the middle and run a spin move.
They're not sending the double team at O'Neal as quickly as in past games, Rudy. I think they're more concerned with Wade.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking him off the dribble tonight, Mike, rather than when he catches the ball.
Williams. Anderson. That was a pass.
Absolutely.
And a foul call as O'Neal is knocked to the ground. Is playing his first minutes of the NBA Finals. And with Dampier and Joff each with 2 fouls. Benga was suspended in the conference finals as Jason Terry knocks that down because he went into the stands to help out Avery Johnson's wife, who in a game in Phoenix was in an argument with some fans there. And he got the 6-game suspension. Can't go into the stands. It's the rule. There's the double. Nice pass. Anderson tied up, and he got hit.
On the left side of the lane. He's been open 3 times already in this quarter.
Our NBA calendar as the finals continue on ABC. Also in Dallas, coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern. Tip-off shortly after 9. There's Shandon Anderson, who began his career with the Utah Jazz, played in a couple of finals, both losers in the championship round.
And Nowitzki stayed right with that. That was a great play by Wade, but Nowitzki continued to hustle and run that down.
Devin Harris can't connect.
Devin Harris has just got to calm down. He's had 3 easy shots.
Posey, blocking foul, and Posey will shoot 2. As Benga picks up his first. And Posey, that's what he does. The hustle, the defense. He loves to play defense. Posey grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Wasn't a big Cavs fan, station out of Xavier University, but he has added to his offensive game, especially from 3-point range.
Well, his game a year ago was held back because of a foot injury. And I do believe that, he was hurt for about at least 70 games. Right now, you can see he's very healthy and in terrific shape.
He gives the Heat a 6-point lead. Terry trying to find an opening. Nowitzki goes hard to the basket. Blocking foul on Posey, who's been picking up a lot of charges.
There was 1 charge called in game 2, 6. In game 3, 7. in game 4, well, it just goes to show the change in his game. For the first 3 or 4 years, he would never get to the line this many times. He's just doing a terrific job, and he's now a major threat off the dribble.
Wade doubled Harris with the steal. They're really looking to take the ball out of Wade's hands. Griffin stripped but gets it back. He can dribble again.
Yes, he can.
The ball got knocked out of his hands. Terry fires away. Griffin inside, banks it in. Adrian Griffin, Mr. Intangible.
Yeah, this is where he hurts you. He's averaging close to 4 rebounds a game in limited time. He doesn't even play 10 minutes a game. But he is a force on the offensive glass. Quickness.
Griffin's one of those guys, plus minus. When he's on the floor, his team does well. Morning forced the shot and drew the foul.
Until a couple of years ago. Now, we're not talking about GED, taking some correspondence classes.
Terry for 3. Nearly tipped in by Howard. He'll try again and foul by Payton. Fear that it turned too much. He knocks down the free, but he's all banged up. Plays above the rim, plays with abandon, and just an all-out pace. That's one of the reasons he has not been very sympathetic to Dwyane Wade's knee injury. Keeps saying,
and he's very
fine.
vocal about it. You're absolutely right.
I'm tired of hearing about it, he said. Jason Williams, not a good shot that time. And O'Neal with a rebound and fouled.
Now it's just a matter of him taking advantage of the high percentage shot.
O'Neal, Posey. Good ball movement. Payton gets inside. O'Neal against Van Horn. Nice shot from Shaquille O'Neal.
Now you have to look for Shaq. You have to look for Shaq every opportunity. No way, because Van Horn's going to stay behind him.
Posey takes it away from Howard. Another strong defensive play.
Nice pass.
Walker for 3. Rushed it.
That was a good decision.
Jason Terry 1-on-4. Van Horn. Mavericks just 1 of 7 from downtown.
Yeah, see, that's a stat. That is not a good stat.
Count it, and a foul!
Oh, boy.
O'Neal, as soon as he felt the contact, flipped it up in the basket.
Shaquille O'Neal has 6 children. His youngest daughter, Miara, was born on May 1st. And he said it's just a blessing. All of his kids are here today to watch him play on Father's Day.
That last foul on Antoine Walker, so that's 3 on Walker. Howard to the line.
Off the dribble with the assist.
When this series first started, Devin Harris said, you know, I was a little bit in awe. Maybe not of the game itself, but at least the media and everything that revolves around it. But now playing Dwyane Wade, he said, I play him like any other guy. I mean, he can do some great things, but he puts on his pants just like I do. Mike?
All right, Stuart, and Avery Johnson, as Terry knocks that down, said maybe somebody will get angry enough on our team and guard him a little bit stronger after he scored 78 points in games 3 and 4 combined. They've come out with a little more toughness here in this game, Rudy.
Yeah, and also, Mike, they're cutting off the driving lanes. Everyone is rotating on the baseline and in the lane.
Payton puts it in, and a foul. Gary Payton hasn't scored much.
Think about 4 games, only 11 shot attempts. That's difficult to accept, but he's playing his role.
The backup really for the first time in his career. And he benched once again, very strong for the 2nd straight game. Don't forget, though, Dallas without their best bench player, Jerry Stackhouse, suspended the 1 game. Stackhouse not allowed to be in the arena, watching on TV somewhere. Daniels falling away, knocks it down as the shot clock expires. That's a 3-pointer.
He almost looked like he was going to dribble out of bounds and sit down on the bench. Okay, he was that close.
Daniels has hardly played at all in the finals as Wade tries to bank it in. Another way for Daniels, his first points of this series.
Yeah.
Wade, great pass from Payton.
Excellent recognition. Make the pass and move to the front of the rim.
Dallas again shooting a low percentage of 37%. Howard gets inside and a reaching foul. Right from the start, they're calling it very tight. Can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? That's a scary proposition.
thing I like to see right now for Dallas is to get Terry involved.
Wade draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2. So it's 6:23 remaining. Wade to the line. Thursday.
Tarpley did it back in '88, so you know they're missing a ton of points. Now, the big thing is that they're giving Daniels a chance. They're giving him some minutes, and also they're keeping their centers in the game for a longer period of time.
Terry steps out of bounds and gets up close and personal with some fans out of downtown and about 40 minutes away to Fort Lauderdale. He said there were too many distractions. Players had to have roommates. You didn't get your own room. And they've come out with a little hunger in this game, Rudy. As Howard puts it in.
Now, first of all, that was very sound advice by Avery, mainly because they were shooting too quick and taking too many long jump shots. If you move the basketball from one side of the floor to the other, with the good dribble penetration that you have, you'll get better shots inside the three-point line.
Nice defense from Daniels, forcing the turnover. Terry goes right at Posey.
Good. James played that poorly. You always cut the man off. Cut the man off and make him change direction. You have no idea. He might palm the ball. You might get a deflection.
And Daniels getting the extra time without Stackhouse. He's a solid defender, and then right on cue, he fouls Wade.
Daryl Armstrong walked in, and when Dirk saw him, Dirk said, "Oh, was watch soccer and listen to rap music." But it wasn't American rap music. It was Dirk's German rap music. And Daryl actually said that Dirk was just bebopping along, closing his eyes, moving to the beat. Daryl said, "I got a lesson in German rap music, Mike."
Nowitzki still huge music fan. He plays a couple of instruments and loves music as Terry knocks it down.
Now on the double teams now, if you come big man on Shaq, he's taking his time and he's finding the open man.
Again, Terry, 6 for 9. Remember, Terry had that 32-point explosion in game 1.
Now remember, during the first 4 games, he shot the ball over 53%. He was the only consistent offensive performer for Dallas.
Shot clock at 7. Payton finding O'Neal. O'Neal deep.
Now already, Gary Payton has come in and found Shaq twice in front of the basket. And he also found Dwyane Wade. And that's a veteran guy with a lot of experience.
Dallas, they hit their last 6 shots from the field. Howard again goes to the basket. And O'Neal right there, tipped in. Oh, beautiful second effort. Daniels gets inside. Howard off the dribble. Boy, Howard's got it going as well. And this is the largest lead of the half for Dallas.
He's doing everything tonight, Mike. He has the 15 points, but he's 6 for 6 on the line. He has 5 rebounds, and he's shooting 5 for 11. So he's got the total package.
Wade falling away. Way off.
Way off is right.
Wade on the steal on the outlet pass. Goes in and draws the foul.
Always attack, and that's exactly what he did.
Nice to see Michael Jordan back in the NBA. As now part owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, back where he belongs, Ruby.
I asked Pat Riley how long he's been doing it, and he said this year, we've spent millions on our technical equipment. We might as well use it. Mike?
This is another sign of how the league has changed.
Yeah, well, all the teams in the league have the same type of equipment, and all the teams do exactly the same thing. It depends upon the working of the staff, how they break it down, and what they're sending home.
Terry again, Jason Terry lighting it up here in the second quarter. And the Mavericks now with an 8-point lead. 19th for Terry.
Now both teams came out in the zone since that last timeout.
Wade comes right back, does not get the bounce, knocks it away from Howard. Haslam and O'Neal not expecting the pass.
Plenty of time here, plenty of time.
Coming up on a minute remaining. That's a 3. In and out, halfway down.
Yeah, he's having a tough night tonight. Everything is off the rim, in the basket. Now they have an advantage. Someone is wide open here because Wade is late.
And Howard comes right back as Haslam picks up his 3rd foul. He was scoreless in game 4 when the Heat came back. Then he had a nightmare shooting game 4, 1 of 8. He is making up for it right now. This is such a huge game for the Miami Heat. Series tied at 2, but they don't want to have to be in a position where they have to win 2 in Dallas. As Posey misfires, Shandon Anderson the rebound. Jason Williams, quick three, puts it in.
Well, they needed that. Miami needed that big time. They're doing an excellent job in getting Wade to shoot a very poor percentage. Right now, Miami came down and scored, and they're coming back in here, and they're playing man-to-man. No, this might be a zone. Yeah, this is a 2-3 zone, possibly.
Little over a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Terry has been superb. Nowitzki, that's a three. Boy, short. And with 1.6 remaining, Miami will have a chance. I think they're going to put some more time on the clock. Williams puts it up at the buzzer. They say no. Oh. It would not have counted. Joe DeRosa says he did not get it off in time.
7% in games 3 and 4. They were able to shoot over 50.
O'Neal calling for it. Walker right back down to him. Jason Williams, hop step, nails a three.
Now that is his third three in this game. He's looking for the shot. He feels a little rhythm going.
Only once in this postseason have the Dallas Mavericks had a 10-point lead in a playoff game and lost. That was game 3. Normally they get the big lead. They're secure. They're 9-1. But that game 3 turned this series around as Devin Harris knocks down the jumper.
Stayed right on check. The key there was not the foul.
Terry goes at O'Neal in time. Pagano Jop. Harris back to Jop. And a good finish.
Now that was a pretty pass.
Apparently hit the rim.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
So that's why they reset it. That was the deflection. Right back to O'Neal. Jason Williams fires away. Harris with a running start.
Oh, look out here.
Harris goes right at Wade. Lots of contact. Harris looking for a foul.
Yeah, that's the third one that he's gone in. And you know tonight, you've got to make those. This is a big game.
Wade, meanwhile, draws the foul, and Harris going over to Joe Crawford saying, hey, what about down the other end? Dwyane Wade, of course, was the first-round pick of Miami back in 2003, that great class. But because E.J. Benga is back, plus Eric Gampier, the backup center. So they won't hesitate.
Yeah, the 3 centers tonight have 8 rebounds, 0 points.
Haslam. Udonis Haslam, who grew up a Miami Heat fan, with his first field goal. Here's Harris. Gets inside, wild shot, and away to the rebound. Not a smart shot with O'Neal right there.
He's right there.
Wade, fancy, blocked for the foul.
Being a bad foul shooter, Wade, we know, is all right about set. The rest of this team is shooting 56% in this series, so it just isn't Shaq.
They're 15 of 23 getting to the line, but a good number of misses. 5-point game. Look at O'Neal come out to help. Nowitzki, nice pass to Dampier.
Now that was good recognition, mainly because Shaq tried to help out on Jason Terry.
He said so. It's now a 10. Walker tries the drive. Lob pass to O'Neal. Shot clock winding down. Offensive foul. Haslam lowered the shoulder and picks up his fourth. First 2 games. It's been all home court advantage in this series thus far. Although the road team winning right now as Dallas goes up by 9.
Now you're waiting. You're a coach. You've been in this league. You've been waiting for them to run that set right there. Where you come off of Nowitzki pops back. You get him the ball back. And then his defensive man is moving. So he has an opportunity to get a high percentage shot.
O'Neal. And Dampier will pick up his 4th foul. He has been entertaining the media throughout. Of course, didn't talk after the 1 game, but since then has been in a fine mood. As the Heat have come back and Posey's hustled. There's a pass to O'Neal and a foul.
Now that's what drives coaches crazy. You have an opportunity, you get a missed foul, so you have an opportunity for a rebound.
O'Neal knocks down the free throw. And the Miami Heat back within 6.
This ball club right now, Dallas, if they just remember what Avery said in the first half. Get the movement, take your time, do not go with the quick shooting.
Nowitzki puts it in. Rick Nowitzki finding the stroke.
Now Miami's got to snap out of the fog here right now. Right now they're only shooting 39%. They've missed 12 foul shots, and they have 9 turnovers. Now we can say all we want. You know, Shaq in the first 2 games was 2 for 16, and we know that's 13%. Then in the next games 3 and 4, he went 9 for 16, 56%. But unfortunately, they're shooting this horrendous percentage. That's their 13th miss.
Wade now with 15 points. The majority of it from the free throw line. He's just 3 of 14 from the field. That last foul was on Griffin. Mavericks in the penalty. Walker, good aggressive defense on Howard.
Yeah, they were trying to get him on the baseline so he could take Antoine Walker.
Howard continues to hit that shot. He's got 21.
Remember we said we knew that Dirk had to step up. But then in the first quarter, we all know that Howard must step up because you've got to get your 3 best scorers on the road to shoot a high percentage for you.
This will be Wade's 14th free throw attempt. 7-point game. And again, they look to go to Howard. There's Walker on him. Howard off the dribble. Nowitzki open. That's a 3. Fight for the rebound. Posey again comes up with it, and a loose ball foul against the Mavericks. Howard with his 2nd foul, and Posey, who has just been terrific the last couple of games, he'll go to the free throw line. Posey, last year, as we said, played with Memphis. When he found out about the trade, he was part of a 5-team, 13-player deal. So frustrated last year. He'd made some great improvement, but he was hurt almost the entire season. And now he's healthy. Started most of the season, but then got hurt. Antoine Walker replaced him in the starting lineup, but he's content with coming off the bench.
Well, he can defend all 3 positions. He can play the small forward, power forward, or a 2-guard.
O'Neal with the deflection.
Yeah, great hands by Shaq.
Wade on the drive to the basket, and a hard foul.
Well, he got hit first before the 2nd hit.
We're now 9 of 18 here in this quarter. They've missed 9 free throws in the quarter.
Now, Miami in a zone right now, 2-3 zone, matching up. This is smart. They're going to stop all of this high pick-and-roll stuff.
Howard gets away. Nice ball fake. Howard really has it going nicely.
Well, it's a poor defensive maneuver by Wade. He went out and left his feet. Josh Howard is excellent in giving you the ball fake and stepping inside and getting himself in that comfort zone, the mid-range jump shot.
He's got 23 points and 8 rebounds. Good entry pass to O'Neal. Perfect angle, and the big guy takes control. It's back to a 4-point lead.
Look out for the 8 seconds here.
They just get it over with a second to spare.
Indeed.
Have to get the ball across the half-court mark in 8 seconds. Daniels, Wade shuts him off nicely. Tough shot from Daniels with a hand in his face.
He's a player that can make those kind of shots. He's an off-balance type of a guy, and he's very, very good off the dribble.
Hadn't scored a point the first 4 games. He has 2 tough shots here in game 5. Playing for Jerry Stackhouse. There's Walker. Posey keeps it alive. O'Neal. Line drive.
Get it up, get it up.
Terry on the pull-up.
Nice.
And the Mavs answer back again to go up by 8.
I see there, you just cannot relax. They put the pressure on Miami, and we all know that Miami's defensive transition game is weak. So you must continue to pressure them into reacting.
Terry is 9 of 13 from the field. Walker posting up Howard. Good strong move from Walker.
Now that was a prime-time move by it. So it'll be interesting. As we've seen this before, they would play zone to counteract that.
Wade, it's been a long time since he knocked down a field goal. And it brings the Heat back within 6. He's just 4 of 15, but we're approaching Dwyane Wade time.
There you go. Big thing for Dallas. Just keep your movement. Keep the ball going from side to side. You're getting good percentage shots anytime that you get good movement.
Daniels on the drive. Another tough shot. This one won't go. Wade, like Nowitzki, they can have off shooting nights, but still score a lot of points because they get to the free throw line so often. Wade, again.
That's been missing. That's been missing tonight. His 15 to 18-foot game.
They're back within 4. Final minute, third quarter. And the defense just picked up.
Yeah, they sure did. They played very well that time on the screen.
Nice offensive foul as Daniels after the pass. Who else but James Posey picks up yet another charge.
High-scoring two-guard or small forward. And he really gave of himself at night in and night out.
And hits a three. Posey makes it a one-point game. Devin Harris, though, takes a quick shot. Not a smart one at all.
You have time here to get a good shot.
Posey pushing. Wade takes over at the buzzer. Nearly banks it in. The Heat overcame a 13-point deficit in the fourth to win. In Game 4, they held the Mavericks to 7 points, lowest ever in a finals quarter. Wade puts it in, and the Miami Heat have regained the lead. Their first lead of the second half.
Now, in game 4, the game plan for Dallas was to give Dwyane Wade the outside shot. Take away the drive to the basket. But you saw tonight, they took away the drives. They made it difficult for him. But now, all of a sudden, with him out on the top of the circle, the jump shots are opening.
Harris, good drive, and he's got hit. So Devin Harris, who is not afraid to go up against the big trees inside. Guard, grew up in downtown Milwaukee, played his college ball at Wisconsin. Peyton on the floor, like he is often in the fourth quarter. Right back to the big fella. O'Neal dumps it in.
If you play him man-to-man, he will just take that jump shot, that jump hook, right up over the top.
He's 7 of 10 from the field. Harris to Terry. Shot clock at 7. Harris off balance, and he got bumped. O'Neal forced him out. Nowitzki hits. It's all even with just over 9 minutes remaining. And a travel call on Terry.
But the opportunity is there. He can take Peyton, and he can take Jason Williams anytime off the dribble. And many times he doesn't even need a screen. Just get him the basketball, and he can operate.
Miami Heat 10-1 on their home floor in the postseason. Wade trying to draw a foul. Tough shot.
You got to look up here now because Wade is way behind everyone.
Terry, quick shot. Too quick. But the air ball rebounded by Howard. And they'll set it up still with time. 10 on the shot clock. Harris with the jumper. Rebound once again by Josh Howard. Another big play.
They're doing a terrific job.
Terry hits a three. Jason Terry from downtown. And Dallas back up by 3. Now, ball denial was a lost art, but Harris is very adept. Looking for Nowitzki. They've done a good job defensively on him as Nowitzki struggled with his shot. Banks that one in.
Now that was a beautiful change of direction by Dirk. And the defender could not have played him any better. Denied the pass, but then a heady move, a spin move, caused that nice lob pass and a bank shot.
Mavericks back up by 5. Nowitzki has 15. Wade bumped as he went to the basket. Harris fouling. They're going to say in the act of shooting.
And you know, during the season, he had less than 2 turnovers a game. And when you consider how much he hit.
And again, the Miami defense double teaming Nowitzki, trying to take the ball out of his hands. Wade on the drive. Dangerous pass. Wade draws the foul. And we'll go back to the line.
To go. They're getting the opportunities, but they've missed 14.
Two clutch, perfect free throws there. It's having another rough shooting game. Terry. And Payton hit him.
And now he's going to the line.
Terry out of Arizona played his first all when he finally reached there. He could pick up some tips, and he has certainly played well in his first appearance in the finals.
Well, the thing I like about it is he just doesn't force the action. He plays within whatever you're running, and then he just does things, you know. Now, right there, they fouled Shaq.
You can do this up until 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Then the rule changes, and it penalizes you for doing that. But O'Neal?
Well, right now, Avery Johnson is saying, you know, we'll trade you 2 for 1. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking optimistically. Well, that puts the pressure on you down here now to execute.
Terry. Tied up. Wild pass. Howard somehow saves it. Shot clock at 4. Howard can't connect. Nowitzki, though. The ball just grazed the rim, so the shot clock reset.
Now, they got a break there. You saw the white shirts. Everyone was moving to get out on the break, and then no one was back in to recover the rebound.
Nowitzki wants the ball. Terry over O'Neal, and he drops it in. Jason Terry, once again, he's got 30. And the Mavs back up by 4. His second 30-point game of the series. Payton left open, nails a 3.
Now that's big. Now that is really big. When you think that Gary Payton has been playing in this game, you know, he's only had a few shot opportunities, and he knocks in a 3.
He's hit a couple of big shots in this series. Terry again. Makes his move, draws the foul, banks it in. Jason Terry, what a marvelous performance. And the Dallas Mavericks with a chance to go up by 4. His second 32-point game, that's what he had in game 1. And he exceeds that and gives the Dallas Mavericks a 4-point lead with just under 3.5 to play. Payton, by the way, that was his 4th foul. Howard's on Payton. They double Wade. And a bump.
To the basket, okay? It sounds basic, but if you go to the basket,
go from the field, but you see the free throw shooting. Conley knocks down both. And a timeout call by Avery Johnson. This format back in '85, only one team has won the middle 3 games. That was Detroit back in 2004. Terry, an open 3. Posey, good boxing out. And Haslam hands it off to Payton.
Now, that was an interesting play that they came out of a timeout. Now, they got what they wanted, a wide-open shot by Terry, their hot man. Now, here we have the hack and Shaq right away.
The free throws have just killed the Miami Heat. 29 of 46, 17 misses from the line. Payton stays with Terry. Howard. Foul on the pass. Doesn't matter. They're in the penalty, so Howard will shoot 2.
Down on the floor. They're going by you. And then what happens? Can you...
Howard, a very good free throw shooter. Knocks down a pair. And Dallas with a 4-point lead. Both teams with multiple timeouts remaining.
Yeah, now right now Miami's small. Antoine Walker is their biggest man.
Wade on the drive. Banks it in, and a foul! Dwyane Wade does it again. Free throws made in a finals game. And he does, tying him with Bob Pettit way back in 1958.
Now, right now, Avery Johnson is making the call.
Crowd on its feet in a 1-point game.
All right, 2-man game with Nowitzki and Terry. The defense chased them away, though, did a good job.
Nowitzki wanting the ball. Shot clock at 8. Nowitzki, guarded by Haslam. Terry falling away. Air ball. Rebound, foot for. And a loose ball foul. No, a 24-second violation. Plus, almost everyone on their feet. The all-important Game 5 as these two teams look for their first NBA championship. Wade puts it in. Miami leads. He had 15 in the fourth quarter of Game 3.
Well, they just missed Devin Harris on the screen. He just went right down the lane open.
Nowitzki draws the foul.
Devin Harris was open, and Howard might have been open on cuts to the basket.
A game with 1:20 to play.
Now, Miami has 2 timeouts. Dallas has 1 full timeout and a 20.
Wade pulls up. Bang!
Oh.
Dwyane Wade again!
Oh, my. And he's making it so easy, smooth, not in a hurry, reading the defense.
A minute remaining. Nowitzki with Haslam right up on him. Nowitzki knocks it down. Dirk Nowitzki comes right back to tie the game.
Haslam could not have played him any better.
And a big shot for Nowitzki, who's been struggling shooting the ball. Wade trying to draw the foul. Short. Howard tips it, and Dampier holds on. O'Neal trying to swat it away.
We have about 7 seconds on the shot clock.
And they'll call timeout. 7-second difference between game clock and shot clock.
Now here we have 2-man game, Terry and Nowitzki.
Terry, there's the double. O'Neal helping out.
Now
shot clock down to 5.
That was good basketball.
Nowitzki inside the Dampier. Again, neither team with a foul to give. In the hands of Dwyane Wade.
They have Howard on him.
Wade looking. Pulls up, banks it in. Tie game with 2.8 remaining. Time now. Howard looking. Terry. Terry puts it up for the win. No good. Overtime. And the Mavericks get first possession. Mavericks 3-0 in overtime in the postseason, including that Game 7 win in San Antonio. This is the first playoff overtime game for the Heat this year. Haslam again, right up on Nowitzki. Nowitzki trying to clear some space, in and out. And Wade the rebound. Avery Johnson said the NBA Finals is like Carnegie Hall. The great players play great here. Wade has done that. Another banker. 41.
I mean, it's amazing. This young man has 19 points now in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Dampier trying to hold on, keeps it alive. And Nowitzki saves it.
Big thing here, just settle down. You have plenty of time.
Wade with his second 40-point game of the finals. Harris on the pull-up. And O'Neal falls down, a loose ball foul.
Yeah, he was pushed. Good call by Joe DeRozan.
They're going to call it against Haslam.
Oh, my.
This was before O'Neal grabbed it, so Haslam, now that's a big miss for the Miami Heat. Haslam, who has defended Nowitzki so well, is done. Walker comes in, so Posey will guard Nowitzki, and he's done an excellent job as well in the series. Terry. Nowitzki looks up at the shot clock. Terry for 3. Won't go. O'Neal tips it. Posey tracks it down.
They've had good looks, Mike. In the first 2 possessions, they've had a lot of movement, a lot of screening, and they're getting good looks at the basket.
Harris trying to harass Wade. Wade. Short.
This is what you need to see.
Terry. Coast to coast gets hammered. And he'll shoot 2 free throws. Smart play from Terry. Let's send it to Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, right before...
They have done it again in the fourth quarter as Terry calmly knocks down 2 clutch free throws. Tied again.
It's got to be.
And they fouled Shaquille O'Neal. So using the hack-a-shack, Devin Harris fouls him. Now they fall back in the zone.
That's right. Well, they've been zoning most side out of bounds.
Walker. O'Neal puts it in.
Beautiful pass by Antoine Walker. He caught the double team and he looked for Shaq immediately.
O'Neal, as soon as he got it, put it up before the defense could converge. Under 3 minutes left in overtime. Nowitzki off the mark. Wade lost it, out of bounds. Dallas ball. The two officials checking with each other.
That was an iffy. That was a coin toss.
We'll call it an iffy.
Yeah. Gary Payton overplaying Jason Terry.
Devin Harris knocks it down. Devin Harris ties the game in 97.
Now he's been open. He's been open a number of times. Now he just has to play with confidence here when you go from here to the end of this overtime.
And there they have the foul on O'Neal, so that's the second team foul. O'Neal's on the bench to avoid the hack-a-shack, but that changes again once you get 2 minutes and under in the fourth quarter and overtime. Wade wants the ball. Here's the double team. Wade flips it up, and a 24-second violation. Great defense.
Table in time.
We see 158 and counting. Jason Terry's had a 35-point game for Dallas. Posey staying with Nowitzki. Terry on the drive, flips it inside, and O'Neal with the foul on Dampier.
Of all of the centers available for Miami or Dallas.
Amazing how many games come down to knocking down free throws. And Dampier, nice recovery.
Now right now, this is good. Dallas just jumped into the T3 zone because Shaq is in there.
Payton on the drive. Posey. Walker with 3 on the shot clock. Walker flips it up, won't go. Nowitzki a big rebound.
Good recovery that time by the front line in the defense of the zone.
Chance of defense here at the American Airlines Arena. A minute remaining in overtime. Howard double team, floats it up. And a whistle and a foul, and Howard will shoot 2 free throws.
Over 25 points.
Misses a pair. The lead remains 1.
They're in zone again.
Wade. Tied up, has to call time. Excellent defense from Harris, not going for the fake. The Heat down to just 1 timeout remaining.
No, they're matching up right now. They have Howard on the inbound pass.
Payton.
Bringing, on the baseline, they're bringing Dwyane Wade.
Payton on the drive, high off the glass. Gary Payton banks it in. And the Heat back up by 1. Timeout, Dallas. Howard will inbound. Dampier, Harris, Terry, and Nowitzki. Harris, the young man, not afraid to take a big shot.
Now here comes Nowitzki on the baseline. Posey played him well.
Terry off the screen. Still plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time here. You can't rush.
Nowitzki calling for it. Nowitzki on the drive, falling away. It's good. Dirk Nowitzki gives the Mavericks a 1-point lead. 9.1 seconds remain.
Dallas cannot fall asleep. It looks right now that Dallas is going to be in a 2-3 zone.
Wade can go into the backcourt. Wade on the drive, double team. Wade looking for an opening. He's fouled. Shot won't go, but he will shoot 2. Tie game.
Now Dallas has 1.9 seconds, but they also have the timeout remaining.
Jason Terry having some words for Wade. Bennett Salvatore telling him to get back beyond the 3-point line.
Oh, no.
Josh Howard. Did he call timeout?
Oh, my.
Josh Howard called time. Joe DeRosa said timeout. Now Bennett Salvatore waving it off.
Yeah,
that would be their final timeout, and they wouldn't be able to advance the ball.
That's correct.
This is a huge call right here. Wade with 42. Heat lead.
All right, you got to put a man on the guy out of bounds. And they're not doing that. They're going to allow them to pick out the pass. You got to watch now, because if they make a catch over half court, they'll get a decent shot.
Just get it in. Harris puts it up for the win. Oh, no good. And Miami wins again to take a 3-2 lead.
Dwyane, I'm going to start with you. 43 points, that's a Miami Heat playoff record. But what was going through your mind on that last free throw?
Actually, what was going through my mind was last night when I was in the gym with my cousin. And he was trying to, give me the miss last night, telling me everything. And I was just telling him, I don't miss these. And that's all I was thinking when I was up there.
Now, you struggled early from the field, but you turned it on late again. What changed for you?
I look at the game as two different games. The first half, it was a bad game. But the second half, when my teammates needed me to step up, I tried to do it. And, this was a great win, a great team victory.
One win away from a championship. Can you smell it?
Yeah, we can smell it. It's going to be tough. Of course, Dallas, they play well at home. But, we're a confident bunch, so we're going to see what happens.
Another just a great performance by you. But the shot that even took this into overtime, that hanging off the board shot, how did you make that go in?
Just my will to not want to miss it. Griffin is a very strong player, but once I bumped him and got a little space, I just used, my backboard shot that I always use, and it went in for me.
All right, thanks. Congratulations. Let's go over to Shaquille. Shaquille, when Josh Howard called that timeout and tried to take it back, what were you saying? Because I saw you were kind of telling Pat what was going on. What did happen?
I thought that they were out of timeouts at that point, but I knew after he called the timeout that they were out of timeout and they couldn't advance the ball.
Now, for you, when they went to the Hack-a-Shack, you've gone through this many times in your career, but what were you thinking when they went to the Hack-a-Shack in the fourth quarter and in overtime?
I think I probably was thinking too much about making them. I felt good, my rhythm felt good, but they just didn't go down. Dwyane Wade, he had my back tonight. Now, we're one away, so, we just want to go up there and, try to get this next game.
How would you describe, you've seen a lot of great performances, how would you describe what Dwyane did tonight?
I'd say he's the best at it. He earned this spot. It's only his second year, and he's a great player.
One win away from possibly your fourth title. How close is it for you?
We just got to go there and get it done. We know we're coming to a hostile arena. We know they're going to be complaining again about today, and, so we just got to, be prepared for everything.
Congratulations.